Hey guys, this is a video of how to use Zoom as a teacher. So what you're going to do is go to zoom.us in your web browser and download it onto your computer. It becomes an application on your computer. Once you open it for the first time, you'll see a sign in button. You're going to sign in with your NYC email, your teacher email, because that way only people who have an NYC account, either the teacher or the students, can join that meeting. After you sign in, you're going to see this type of buttons. You're going to go to New Meeting. Now there are two different types of meeting codes or meeting IDs. You can start with a video. That means you're going to have a new meeting code every single time. Or you can use your personal meeting ID every time. That way, every time it is the same ID and same password. So I have that clicked. It is your choice. You can go to copy invitation. So when I go to copy invitation, it looks like this. This is all the information it has. What you really need for your students is the link, the meeting ID, and the password. All of this on the bottom is if they are calling in, which most likely they will not be doing. So that's one way to find your link, your ID, and password. I'm going to show you another way to find it as well. I'm going to click New Meeting, and now it's going to start a meeting for me. Here, again, is your link and your password. But what I like to do is the I up here. The I is always going to be up here when you've started your meeting, when you're in your meeting, you can always find this I on top. Here again, here's your meeting ID, your password. This password is if they're dialing by phone. They most likely won't be doing that. And the link, copy link. Now your parents can join either by clicking the link or clicking the meeting, putting in the meeting ID and password. In the video for the parents, it explains the two different ways to log on. You're going to see this screen when you go. So we're going to hit start video and then we're going to see yourself. Hello. All right. On the bottom, we have a few different things. You can mute yourself. You can stop your video. You can check out your participants. So when I click participants, this is an important one. You're going to see the list of kids who are there. So right now it's just me. So in your participants part over here, I can click to get rid of it, click to show it. There are a few important things. My favorite button, the mute all button, the unmute all button, and in more. So in more, there's something important that I like to put on. It's the play, enter, exit chime, and you'll see why. When a kid enters or somebody enters your meeting, they get put in a waiting room. You have to personally admit them out of the waiting room and into your meeting. So sometimes if you're in the middle of a meeting, you're not checking your participants, you're not realizing that someone's in your waiting room. But with this, you'll hear a little noise. So I'm going to log in as a student as well. All right, so I'm logging in as a student and you'll hear that noise, except that did not record my computer sound, but you'll hear a little sound. And here we go, we have admit or remove. I'm going to admit them and they're going to come into my meeting. So now Ashley is part of my meeting. We're currently in speaker view, which means it's going to highlight one person and you're going to see a bunch of people up here. If you want to see everybody at once, go to gallery view. So here's everybody at once. You can tell that her microphone is off and her camera is off. If she unmuted, you would see, you wouldn't see that muted anymore. I'm going to mute her so that doesn't happen. All right. Now, my favorite button is the mute all button. That means you are muting all of your students and their microphones won't work. You won't hear them. When you go to mute all, it's going to ask you to allow participants to unmute themselves. If you don't want them to be able to unmute themselves, unclick it. And they can't do it. They can't unmute themselves no matter how much they press the button. And then click continue. So now as a student, I can't unmute myself. But if I, as a teacher, want to unmute Ashley, I'm going to go to unmute. And on their end, they're going to get a message that says the hosts would like you to unmute, stay muted, or unmute. So usually I just tell the kids, hit the button. They've gotten pretty good at it. You can unmute all of them if you would like, just by clicking that button. And let's see. So really that's my favorite feature of Zoom because it gives you that control over them. There are a few other things. You can share your screen. You can share your audio with them if need be. You can create a poll. Closed caption, I think, writes out everything, and you can put them in breakout rooms. Really, the most important is this mute all, unmute all button. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I hope this helps, guys. Oh, the other thing, when you go to end, another great thing is that you can either leave the meeting, which I don't recommend, or end meeting all. So if you just leave the meeting, your kids are still in there. It makes one of them the host, and they have all the power you just had. If you do end meeting for all, everybody gets kicked out and they just go back to their Zoom screen. Like this. Just like that. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Have a great day.